this exhibition was going to be kind of like the quote-unquote villain of the scene, Nick, was going to have like a team, and then a hero of the scene, Jacope, was going to have a team, and then Nick couldn't make it, so we kind of reshuffled it around, and so now we have a pretty neat character spread. We have 8 different characters across 8 different players for a 4v4, and it's a Waseda style, so you're going to see everybody at least once, and yeah, it's going to be really exciting. I know some of the characters we have Jacope on Faust. Oh, here we go, perfect, we have the team. So Sarge is Biken, Tessiro is Sin, Fems is Axel, LFighter is LFighter, Furok is Jacko, Rolf is Venom, and Jacope is Faust, and Nuclear Cheese is Soul. So we're going to be starting off with Sarge versus Tessiro. You're going to see all these matchups, and then the remaining players in each team will fight. Sarge is Biken. Tessiro is Sin, so it's going to be very interesting. Rolf is a Venom player. I don't know if this is his first time playing offline. Very strong, though. Not first time playing offline. I think it's his first time at a traveling controller event. But he's very strong. He was looking super solid in casuals. And Venom is actually not a character that gets a lot of representation in this scene. We didn't have any for the longest time. And then we got like 2 of them out of nowhere, so that's pretty cool. Oh, the mouse isn't plugged in. I was like, why can't I move it?
A common problem.
I know. So this is definitely going to be interesting. It is a best of 1, 2 rounds.
That's a stressful format.
It is a very stressful format. Best of 1 kind of, the way one of my friends describes it is, in best of 1 you either play like as clean as possible or as gimmicky as possible. Different people approach it differently. But the stress of the format I think kind of simulates nerves. So it's a very healthy format to practice in.
I think more than that, it helps. It's really, really healthy for a player to have to deal with things they would not have to deal with or suffer at the hand of on a regular basis.
Right.
So if you're, even for stronger players, if you're more experienced, you can get through pools. Now where you are struggling is getting through that 3 out of 5 upper bracket. You're not going to stress through these sorts of interactions, these see it one and done sort of what's happening to me situations.
Right.
There's a player in the Skullgirl scene called Guilt, who you know well. He spends hours and hours and hours. He's a lab monster. He just spends so much time. It's what he does to wind down, and he pulls out some of the most disgusting things I've seen in my life. And I always say to everybody, play against this guy, play against him whenever you can, because at every chance he gets, he's going to do something new to you.
Yep.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good. Thank you, Dan.
It's very healthy. I think this format's good for you. I just don't think it's good for your heart.
Yeah, definitely. It's really stressful for sure. And what's interesting is I tend to see, I'm primarily a BlazBlue player, but in Guilty Gear I see it a little as well. Like burst usage is a little different in a best of 1 just because players have much sharper reactions to the things that happen on screen. And especially in Guilty Gear, which I think at times can be a pretty polarizing game. Like a lot can happen, and it's like some mistakes and some victories can be very punishing or very rewarding, and like that kind of thing really puts a weight on the heart for sure. Yeah. So Biken versus Sin. What I do know, Sin is kind of a ranged poke character. He can cancel his specials into specials. Using his meat meter. That sounds really funny when I say it like that. Biken has she has defensive guard cancels, which to my knowledge lead to some pretty solid rewards, and she has some strong neutral buttons as well. And as far as I know, these two roughly place the same at almost every local they've been to. Tessiro is Eastern Massachusetts, and I believe Sarge is from New Hampshire, but they've never played each other in bracket, at least not recently. So this will be very interesting to see. There we go. Pretty aggressive from Sarge at the first. Yeah, he's mostly relying on his air dashes, and Tessiro not really showing any way to anti-air, but does manage to get a counter hit 2P. Counter hit 6P as well, but no follow-up.
Knowing what little I do about this character, I know Tatami Mat is infamous.
Oh, yeah?
That is the button everyone was concerned about before she came out.
Yep. And then there you go. Really early burst from Tessiro. Burst to keep Sarge in the corner. Yep, okay, guard cancel coming out from Sarge. Okay, pick up on that as well. And you're actually seeing a lot of flawless defense flashing and a lot of safer movement from players as well. I think because it's a best of 1, they're a little more cautious about their approach, and that's good. Yeah, this is an invalid combo, but Sarge is going to be able to get a lot of damage off it. Tessiro going to be the one blocking. Does get opened up with a counter hit, and that's going to be round 1 from Sarge. And Tessiro looking a little uncomfortable on defense there for a minute. Good instant blocks, but is getting opened up by some frame traps. Here we go. Just getting a knock. Oh, not quite a knockdown combo. Yeah, gets opened up, but no follow-up from Sarge as well. There we go. Safe neutral kind of there with a tatami mat. A cross under into, I believe that's a 2K. I think he may have been trying to safe jump something there. Okay. Just again, air dash jump P. Tessiro not really proving anti-air, and then gets opened up. She does, in fact, get a combo off that. Again, a lot of hits from Tessiro, but we're just not really seeing any combo follow-up. He's going to be able to start his pressure here and open up with a 2P, but again, not confirming. Sen does pretty decent damage, you know, when he spends some of his calories. So missing that out is definitely going to hurt the reward a bit. Okay, here we go. Counter hit 6P again, dropping follow-up. Yeah, and Sarge, you know, perfectly content with the air dashing. I think, you know, the 6P counter hits not being followed up are not really discouraging him.
Sarge is at an advantage, has been at an advantage.
Yeah.
And the meat meter is pretty low.
Yeah.
I think it's in his interest to probably keep pressure on, at least to the point where Tessiro doesn't have the freedom to act how he wants.
Yeah, and there we go. That was it. Sarge is going to be able to take him out. Yeah, Tessiro making a face looks a little disappointed. So it's going to be Tessiro going down on Team Evil. And next up, we're going to have Fems versus LFighter. These two have gone back and forth in tournament. I believe the most recent, LFighter was the one who took it. He's primarily Elf-Out, does experiment with a few other characters as well. Fems has been a very solid Axel. His attendance is a little inconsistent, but generally does well when he shows up to tournaments as well. And I know when he found out he was going to be part of this exhibition, he started practicing a little more.
You know, months and months and months ago, we played. We were not far apart from each other. I played him again like 2 weeks ago. He has improved a lot. Yeah. He has really been putting the effort in.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
And what's interesting is, you know, Fems is kind of a long-time fighting game player, and he does play Guilty Gear a lot. He always says he's not very confident in his game knowledge, and what interests me about that is it really does not show in his play.
Well, I think that's sort of a learning philosophy thing. I think I've talked to him. It seems like he always wants to know more, which is, I think, the best possible way you can phrase.
Totally. So much of fighting games has to do with information.
Hoarding it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, LFighter always does pretty solid here. He and Asian Dave were in Grand Finals a lot for when Balance Patch first started. And then, you know, since other players started coming, he hasn't been placing quite as high, but his L-Felt's still very clean, very solid. May see a lot of command throws in his pressure. Yeah, Asian Dave is pretty old. I don't know how old. He won't tell me. And here we go. Okay, nice counter hit gun. Okay, counter hit. I believe it's a close S as well. Alpha has no anti-airs. And Fem's not really able to do anything full screen. LFighter mostly using the gun. Does YRC with that in order to get in. Going back neutral, playing at this pretty comfortable spacing. A no whiff punish there from LFighter. It's going to be the Sarge's pressure. Okay, disrespects him. Actually goes into a dust, but a nice YRC, and LFighter's going to be able to block that as well. Okay, baits that. I believe that is a reversal. Give me brief reward. Yep. Throw out the grenade. There's the gun, and here we go. Picks up again with close S, and again, clean conversion. LFighter is going to take the first round. Okay. Pretty nice start for the most part. Okay, there we go, there we go. This is going to go into some big damage. Okay, it doesn't quite finish it, but that's still going to be a lot of damage, and he's going to have him in the corner. And now Fems kind of played this comfortable spacing, which is going to make it difficult to escape. The burst does get baited, but no punish from Fems. LFighter again is going to try to set up with the rifle, using the same special YRC in order to close the gap. Yeah, again, just play this comfortable spacing, just react to the ways he tries to escape the corner. I think Axel may be a character that is very good at that. A lot of interesting interactions going on there.
This play is surprisingly patient against a character who I am terrified to let do what he wants. Axel is scary to me.
Totally. There you go. Fems looking really good that round. Just really taking advantage of his character's toolset. Far range. Yeah, and again, LFighter kind of backed himself into the corner a little bit there. Did want to do some safe movement, but unfortunately now Fems is going to be able to play the space again, and you can see he's getting increasingly comfortable, remembering, you know, how to do his combos on the stage. Oh, there you go. Opens him up with the command throw.
Just every time.
Yep. Okay, there we go. Does throw him out of the corner, and this can be dangerous because even though Axel is at a health advantage, LFighter is still going to be able to do a lot there, but a blitz actually from Fems. And just a wake-up 2P from LFighter. There we go. This is looking a little better because now Fems is in the corner. He does have his burst and chooses to use it, but now LFighter is going to be getting his burst back very soon. Only needs, you know, one really solid clip in order to close it out. There's one, but no follow-up on that. Oh, there we go. Close S anti-air. Yeah, knocked on his screen. The reversal, is this going to hit? Oh my goodness. Okay, R sees it. And there you go. There's the burst. Very close round. One hit is going to do it. Bridal Express into YRC, and does get opened up, and Fems is going to take it. It looked a little shaky that first round, but I think, you know, really set up his confirms, kind of remembered his character strengths, and really just pushed it on from there.
It's so hard to become more composed in this format.
Yeah. You're telling me. And now, we're kind of getting into the meat of Team Evil, which is RegularRolf and Nuclear Cheese. RegularRolf is a Venom player. Okay.
Okay, this is great, because we didn't get a chance to say it beforehand. Did you... I know you know, but
yeah.
Did anyone notice what LFighter was playing on?
Oh, the keyboard, yeah?
The keyboard.
Yeah.
He has this converter I didn't know existed until I met him. That thing is awesome.
Yeah, and he's very proficient at using it as well.
Oh, yeah, I know. That is his weapon.
Yeah, totally.
There are many like it, but this... I can't even say that. That's not true.
What? Yeah.
No way.
No way. All right, so this is interesting. Tessiro, the Sen you may have seen earlier, just told us that his buttons were not correct. So that may have contributed to some of the drops that were happening there.
Not May, Sin.
Not, yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, just to talk a little bit about Guilty Gear in this region, I think pretty much the undisputed two strongest players, probably Nick Oliver and Alex Smith. Grand finals almost every tournament we have. But lately, though, some players have been catching up to them. Furok, Jacope from Western Mass, Tales of Dawn as well, are both very, very strong. Have both taken sets off them. And now we're seeing, you know, Western Mass is starting to show up to balance patch a little bit more. And all that offline training is really putting them in a good position. You know, there are some really solid mid-level players here as well. LFighter, like you just saw. Asian Dave is a great one. Pickles from Vermont is an up-and-coming Eno player for sure. It's very interesting. And, you know, there's been some good placings, but a lot of our strong players really haven't traveled besides Alex Smith, who you may have seen at a Winter Brawl in top 8.
Do you know, is RegularRolf, is that his standard handle or is that new?
Okay, so I didn't know because he's RegularRolf on Discord, and I think he signed up as RegularRolf, but I didn't know if I should just like put him in as Rolf or if it's like his whole tag is RegularRolf.
What I would put him in and then just start changing his name to like SSGS Rolf and God Rolf.
Goku Rolf, Rolf Black, you know the drill.
Son of a shepherd. Looks like we are almost ready to start.
Yeah. Now, Venom versus Jaco, this is going to be interesting. You know, we haven't really seen Rolf play in tournament here. What I saw in casuals, I was very impressed by. He looked really solid, knew this character, knew his matchups very well. You know, has his setups down. Looked pretty clean for the most part. And, you know, I know he does play online a fair amount, so we should see some good play from him. And Furok is a very, very good Jaco. I think I made a tweet about this a few weeks ago, but he's very knowledgeable about super weird specific interactions with Jaco. And his pressure, you know, looks, even without the minions, always looks very solid. Tends to lean towards some stagger pressure, which we may see in this game right now.
Actually, I think they're called goons.
Goons?
I actually am not certain about that. Do not quote me.
Minions, goons, friends.
If it's wrong, I'm sure we'll see in chat in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, the posse. Here we go. And I think To my knowledge, Venom does have some solid normals for taking out the houses. There's a counter hit 3H is going to be able to set up the first house. There we go, pokes him out of it.
I was very impressed with that low profile.
Yeah, totally. And again, that's the low profile 3H is something a lot of people dislike about Jaco. Again, Furok just knows all the interactions. And here we go, able to pressure her bit and destroy both the houses and get set up as well. Looking very solid.
A rough situation.
Yep, and a delayed air dash mix, but the Mad Struggle is going to be able to attack on some damage. A nice poke out with the 2K from Furok is going to be able to set up some more houses. There we go. Okay. Okay, that's going to be a big hit. This is going to do a lot of damage.
Wise use of meter, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, chooses the reversal burst super, actually. I don't think that's going to kill you. Oh, no, it is. Wow. It actually, Rolf taking the round off that reversal. Go ahead.
I have a question. Does Hellfire apply to that projectile?
I'm not sure. You know, someone more knowledgeable in the game in chat could definitely chime in on that. I want to say it does not, but I could be wrong. Here you go, opens him up with the command grab, just have him in the corner with the house set up, and we'll do a decent amount of damage here as well. Putting down another house, this is going to be tough.
It's a third house there.
Yep.
Or not. Wow. It's going to blow up.
Or no.
Oh, sorry, my mistake.
Yeah, okay, and then here we go. This is going to be really difficult for Rolf to get out of. Okay, nice stat angle. Okay, baits.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think baited the blitz, but unfortunately messed up. And chooses the burst. That is very, very risky. But now Jaco's used the burst as well, so he's not going to be at a complete disadvantage if he loses this round. A lot of damage, one more knockdown's going to do it. A blitz actually is going to be able to take him to the corner, but no, it does not follow up off it. I don't know if he can, and then Furok's going to take the round. And one thing to note is that Rolf will be getting his burst earlier in this round, so if Furok gets a good start, he's going to have a quick way out of that. Oh, here we go, opens him up with 2K. Continue the pressure, houses are out. And again, great pressure from Furok. We're seeing a little staggers as well into the command throw.
It's scary.
Yep, and the minions are leveled up. This is going to be real tough. Rolf is going to be able to burst out. I'm sure Furok will be looking for it. And wow, actually a double ender. No knockdown, but regardless, he's going to be able to get out of there. Okay, does burst. There we go, opens him up. Okay, now can he get the houses while applying pressure? Not quite. Does get a low profile by the Jaco 3H.
This is a very, very, very rough position.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there we go, that's it. Furok going to take it a 2-1 in terms of rounds, and now we've got the big guns, Jacope versus Nuclear Cheese. And this is a big deal because if Jacope wins this, then it's going to be a 4-0 for Team Good. If not, though, it's going to be up to the other 3 members of Team Good to take out Nuclear Cheese. And what I can tell you about Nuclear Cheese is he's like, I think the easiest way to describe it is he's a very wild player. Definitely the kind of player that can really, really mess you up in a best of one, get in your head. It's going to be interesting. And, even though he's been playing Guilty Gear for years, like, I know that I think it was a Lucky D said that, when he came for his first tournament, however many years ago, like maybe a decade, Nuclear Cheese was there. So he's been playing Guilty Gear for a long time. Definitely one of the most solid in the scene.
Preparing for this day.
And now Jacope, very strong Faust player, coming all the way from Connecticut. And yep, he is definitely very solid. He's explaining he's the good side. But he hasn't really been to an offline tournament here in a long time. And I'm sure he and Cheese have played once or twice before, but I don't think they've been at the same event probably in over a year. So, even if he kind of is comfortable with Cheese's style of play, is he going to be able to adjust fast enough in a best of one? Yeah, and if Cheese wins this, we're going to see a lot of him. If not, Team Evil is going to really be ahead. Huh? For, bracket? Yes. Yes, sure. All right, here we go. Cheese is going to be starting off with a knockdown. Follows defense to the Fafnir. Oh my goodness, and does the whiff, I believe, 214S and then into DP. And here we go, teching into air dory. This is the kind of stuff that Cheese is really good at, and just this pressure is relentless. Jacope able to escape with a jump 2K, but wow,
this is rough.
Yep. Here we go, this is good, and if I was Jacope, I would probably not want to burst here because that's going to be a big disadvantage for the next round. Go safe jumps it. Oh, gets opened up by the counter hit, and wow, look at that. And now I think that you've seen the round, you can kind of understand how Cheese likes to play fighting games.
This is awesome. He's my new favorite player. This is it.
Yeah, and I mean, like we said, this is the kind of character that is going to kind of player, that will mess you up in a best of one. Oh my goodness, dash up DP. we go. Gunflame YRC, I think, was looking for an air throw. And again, a DP on the way down, catching Jacope, pushing buttons. Oh, okay. That could be a big punish. Oh, no. I think, he may have been trying to bait the burst by doing the jump S, jump S and then jump. Sorry, stand S and jump. I'm probably just getting the buttons confused. Okay, baits a DP. This could be really good. Now chooses the burst. You just got to finish the round. Okay. Yeah, YRC's it gets opened up by the dust. This actually might be it.
That should.
No, with guts. Still got one more setup. Jacope has his burst as well. Just choose to use it. Okay, 100-ton weight is going to be able to pick up off it. There's the door, YRC. Oh, I think he was looking for a DP there. Cheese has done a good job conditioning him. One more hit's going to take it. Jacope, no more meter to FD, and the DP. That is going to be it for Nuclear Cheese. And there we go. That's going to be Team Good getting on the board.
You mean Evil?
Sorry, excuse me.
Okay, yeah.
I keep flipping them.
I've been rooting for this team from the start.
Yep. And this is interesting because now Cheese has a chance to OCV.
He has them just where he wants them.
Yep.
It's time. If there's a player to OCV, I hope that it's this kind of player. Every time I see an expedition.
Yeah, definitely. And now Sarge is going to be coming up with his Baiken. And, Baiken does have the kind of tools that may be able to help fight against this playstyle. So we'll see. Sarge does play online quite a bit, so he may be used to, these, like, really wild, just offbeat styles of play for sure.
It helps.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And in fact, people say, there's nothing to learn on net play, but really getting exposure to those player types, even in delay, is so important for just building a strong, player foundation.
I think, honestly, playing in a low, a reasonable delay, it's like training weights.
Yeah.
At a certain point, you start learning wrong things. That's
totally
different.
Yeah. I've heard people say things like, man, I fought this character online, and now when I play offline, I'm like, wow, I can block all of this.
It's implicit.
Yeah, totally. Here we go. Nice anti-5K is going to get the start for Nuclear Cheese, but is not quite able to finish the combo. Yeah, and one thing I really like about Cheese, too, is that he's always moving. He does disguise his intentions in neutral very well. He's going to be able to pick him up with a counter hit, Gunflame, corner knockdown. Okay, there we go. Does pick up off it.
He's playing very, very aggressively. Again, unfamiliar with Baiken. I'd like to see how her defensive options play into this.
Definitely. Sarge knockdown in the corner. Okay, does manage to start his pressure poke out. Okay, I like that. I believe that is a command throw. Someone, you may correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, okay, there we go. Another one. This is good. And even if Sarge doesn't take the round off this, if he can make Cheese use the burst, that's a big deal. Here we go. Oh, baits that. Yeah, rapid cancel. I'm sorry, Roman cancel. Sticking in this game. Opens him up. Counter. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be really close. The next hit's probably going to do it. Oh, goodness. And gets thrown. Okay. Does instant bucket. Oh, and gets air throw. Nice comeback from Sarge. And both players still have burst. Both players, despite the clutch, are not hitting the burst. That could be a big factor. Oh, okay. Opens him up with Grand Viper.
I think he blocked and then got hit. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how the interaction played out. And I like this. Again, a lot of safe movement from Sarge. Definitely doing a really good job. Oh, just get opened up by the 2K. Oh, there you go. Counter hit, just DP. Fuck it, who cares? Oh, there we go. I like that the empty jump wild throw is going to be able to side switch in order to keep him in the corner. Cheese's execution looking great for these dust loops. And with the DP and the follow-up. Oh, okay. Tried to go for another wild throw. Didn't quite work out. Oh, reversal.
It's going to be rough.
Oh, okay. No, does open it. And there we go. Wow. RC and didn't get it. 1-1. Again, neither player really using their burst, so this is really interesting. Oh, okay, there we go. Does poke out of that, but Cheese just answering back by mashing 2K. Oh my goodness, and the jump H is going to get a counter here as well, but there we go. It's going to be able to use the guard cancel and do quite a bit of damage off this. Oh, continue combo even. Yeah. Oh, okay, there we go. Throws him again. Counter, sorry, dead angle. It's called the counter soul. All right, there we go. Dash DP. What's the setup? Okay, yeah, again, Sarge, you know, not opting to tech immediately, generally waiting a bit on the ground. Cheese picking up on that. Up, gets opened up. Okay, baits the burst. But no burst from Cheese, and here he goes. It's going to do quite a bit of damage into another setup. Oh, no, the wild throw whiffs, and he's going to use the burst to stay in the corner. Does get an air throw. What's going to happen? It's only going to take one move. Oh, opens up with the dust. Okay,
is this enough?
No, I don't think it doesn't have the quite enough to kill. It's going to be one more setup, though. We'll see what happens. Okay, does punish him for not teching.
I bet it's a grab.
Yep. Oh, there we go. It opens him up slow. There we go. Cheese. 2 people down from the Cheese comeback. That was a great set. A lot of clean play. Really love the movement from both players. Sarge looking very solid as well. You know, we haven't really seen him come out a whole lot, but when he does, he definitely looks really good in his play, always improving. With him down, it's going to be Fems versus Nuclear Cheese. Axel versus Soul. And this is going to be interesting because Fems likes to reversal a lot. Cheese likes to reversal a lot. Maybe a little harder for, well, you know, I was going to say maybe a little harder just because of, you know, how Axel, or particularly Fems, does his pressure in the corner for him to reversal out. But the chains do have hurt boxes attached to them, so it is very possible that those DPs are going to be able to clip him. And even if he doesn't get a setup, just being able to escape that way is going to make it hard for Fems to apply the pressure game that we saw earlier when he fought LFighter.
I think Nuclear Cheese has many ways to scare Fems from throwing out long range and unsure hits.
Definitely.
See how Fems gauges how to play this neutral.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how I'd start off.
Yeah, you know, to be honest, what do you do against this kind of player? It's like, do you want to focus on safe movement? Do you play like really aggressive to try to beat their buttons before them? There you go. He just starts with a button, and there you go again, an immediate reversal from Fems. Oh, wow. Ooh. Really? Does that to beat the projectile? Okay, oh, that's big. Losing your burst. Yeah, losing your burst like that in a best of 1 is such a big deal. And does get air throw, and he's going to run the same kind of game that he did against Jacope. Great layer 1 play from Cheese, and Fems gets opened up with a counter hit. And again, another air throw is going to be stunned. That's
so
the round.
Brave against a player who's been reversaling over and over.
Well, so I don't believe he can do his reversal in the air, and when he gets hit with no text, he's popped in the air. And so that's why Cheese keeps going for the air throw. So he doesn't have to think about Fems' reversal so often. Good start for Fems, though. Okay, that's going to be a punish, but does miss the punish. That's going to be a big deal. And remember, Fems blew his burst very early in the first round, so does not quite have it yet, but is going to be able to get a counter hit. Not quite finish the combo. Go Sparrowhawk stance. Up, baits that. Yep, there he goes. Going to get a little bit of a punish. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Opens him up with the throw anyway. Oh, there we go. Okay, yep, again, Sparrowhawk. Dash DP. Oh, there we go. There's the air throw. It is not impossible for Cheese to run this back, but no, does manage to drop the combo, but opens him up again anyway, and opens him up again. Femzo about to get his burst back. Is Cheese going to be looking for it? Oh my goodness, that's really big, but throws him!
Woo.
Fems had a bit of a smug smile on his face. Yeah, and that was, yeah, that was crazy, but remember that now Fems has no burst and will very unlikely get it this round. Up, fully charged Sparrowhawk is going to be able to juggle him a bit. Oh, okay. Looking really solid from Fems. Nuclear Cheese still has that burst. Okay, doesn't actually get the knockdown. Oh, wow. Just Grand Vipers. I mean, he's going to go for that option when he's got the 50 meter to rapid it and opens him up with the Gunflame. Combo is invalid, but will be able to take him to the corner. Dead angle from Fems. They're just getting poked, I think, catching Cheese pressing buttons. And another Grand Viper. Not afraid to use it as long as he has that meter. Oh, my goodness. And here we go. He might be able to run this back. The Fems with no burst. It does choose to block. Gunflame RC. Oh my goodness, that could be big, but wow, burst him away, and he's not going to be in the corner, but no, Fems is going to pick him up, but
that is
follow up.
So stressful.
Oh, okay, here we go. One more hit is going to do it. Next hit is probably going to decide the game. Oh, and Fems DPs, and that is going to be it.
Wow. And respect to him.
Yeah, that was, wow, what a great exhibition.
Especially the first half of that last round. Fems was choosing the right option
Yep.
every single time in neutral.
Totally.
Every time.
And I think he may have picked up that Cheese, was teching and not really blocking, tend to press a lot of buttons. And Axel has a tool that just says, don't do that. Don't do that.
I told you. I told you don't.
All right, guys, we're going to be taking a break up until 5. At 5, we will be starting our Guilty Gear singles, and we will also be running the KOF. We will be running KOF, and then on stream will be BlazBlue Top 8, where you will see me. So thanks.